So it's President Trump again, and this time with control of Congress, and he's already packed the Supreme Court. What are the words? What are the words that can possibly capture the sheer unreal awfulness of what's just happened? So you'll have yours. My word for the day is desolation. Sheer desolation. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I know a Harris presidency would have been a little better on a number of fronts. She forfeited the right to expect wide support by backing the endless, ruthless attacks in Gaza. Though bear in mind that on Gaza and Palestine, Trump will be even worse. But we also need to be very clear about the sheer grimness now of the overall situation. The Biden-Harris administration's greatest achievement was the Inflation Reduction Act, a huge package, a flawed package, but nevertheless a hopeful package of green, climate, investment measures. Now that Trump's won, and with Republican control of Congress, he will likely seek to deliberately destroy virtually all green and climate policy in the United States. It's called Project 25, Project 2025. Look into it if you want to see what's probably coming. So there really are no words for this. So how do we handle it? Where do we go from here? Well, I've got two main suggestions I want to share with you today. The first, inner resilience. We need to feed our shared inner resilience. Now, this does not mean staying positive. On the contrary, it means trusting, maybe with the help of others, that you can handle, feel, process, express your emotions, however difficult and painful they be. For the truth is this: only if we actually allow ourselves to feel what we truly feel about this dire moment do we have a chance of summoning, of being, the energy and the love that is needed going forward. And of course, the beauty of practicing inner resilience is that at the heart of it is finding some peace, some center, some heart, which requires no words. Our care for each other goes beyond words. Secondly, outer resilience. As I've mentioned, Trump's team have a plan, a published plan, to eviscerate climate and nature legislation in the USA and, to some extent, worldwide. The world just took another huge step over the edge of the cliff. Now, of course, again, Harris would have allowed us to continue careening off a cliff, but Trump is actually and actively shoving us all off. There is going to be a difference. But as Russian dissident Alexei Navalny said, in the message he recorded to be released in the event of his death, which then transpired, you don't get to give up. That just never happens. But what you may have to do, what we may have to do, is to shift focus. It's increasingly obvious that humanity is breaching planetary boundaries and that the climate situation in particular is going to get way worse. This means that our task is changing, morphing, transforming, from a now forlorn effort to stay in the safe zone to a new effort to cope with the terrible climate impacts that are coming. Impacts which are going to make this autumn's truly scary worldwide unprecedented flooding look routine or even small. We need to cope with these things psychologically and practically together. In other words, it's time for inner climate resilience and for outer climate resilience. The Climate Majority Project is coordinating and co-creating an endeavour that we call strategic adaptation for emergency resilience. Even as the situation deteriorates, we can adapt transformatively and strategically to it. Think calm and effective inner resilience rather than headless chicken. The long emergency that is just getting underway can lead us remarkably to a place of greater safety. As things get worse, we can get bigger and, yes, safer, which, incidentally, is what strategic adaptation for emergency resilience conveniently abbreviates to. So, Trump won. You want, I want, to wake up from this bad dream. But it is not possible. But what is possible is that this becomes the prompt for a literally vital effort that has barely yet begun. The building of resilience against climate impacts, the reconstruction of community, a great coming together, the start of our finding each other, finding our life's purpose, finding a way through what is coming. And let me finish by referencing a wonderful, terrible moment in The Lord of the Rings. This is where Frodo is on his way towards Mount Doom, and the elves and Gandalf start to realize that he's realizing that this journey is not going to be as easy as he thought it was. And he never thought it was going to be easy anyway in the first place. And there's this very important sentence, which goes like this. Frodo starts to realize the quest will claim his life. That's a very heavy moment. But I want you to notice there's a double meaning to it. It's not just that the quest, the journey, may end up killing him. It's also that it claims his life. And that's the situation we're in. This claims our life. It claims our allegiance. There is no giving up. There is only going on and seeking to find a way through. And if we take transformative and strategic adaptation seriously, we can find that way through together. So let's get started.